Murnane-O'Connor. So much. And Taoiseach, I too want to welcome the first programme plan for child poverty and wellbeing programme. I too have concerns. While I know the government has made good strides, and particularly on DEIS schools, and that would be very close to my own heart. And in Carlow, we were very lucky. In County Carlow, we got 13 DEIS status schools. I have the issue of DEIS 1 and DEIS 2. DEIS 1 is for boys, DEIS 2 is for girls. I think they should be all DEIS. But I also think, Taoiseach, that we should be looking at all schools to be DEIS status, that every child that goes to school gets a hot meal. That would be the first thing I would ask you about. Secondly, in my own area, Carlow, we set up what's called Soup Kitchen, which is St. Clair's Hospitality. And at the moment, all the volunteers and the great work everyone does, there's about over 100 or maybe 120 meals going out a week to children and to families, and also there's about 80 food parcels. But Taoiseach, there's no government funding for soup kitchens. There is no help whatsoever from the government to support the volunteers, the good people that set up these soup kitchens, that are doing it there, fundraising and doing their best to make sure that children and families are not going hungry. I would ask that that would be put into the budget. The next thing I just want to welcome to is it was a great announcement. We got the free books for primary schools, really welcome. I believe it should go to secondary schools. The next thing is, and we speak about children, we have no women's refuge in Carlow. While we are getting one, we need to get one really urgently. I have families coming into me with young children that are being evicted. They can't find a place to rent. I need to get that women, as the government do, the women's refuge up and running in Carlow. The other thing I want to ask about is, we all met with the childcare providers last week, and particularly we spoke about the challenges that are there. I would ask that core funding would be looked at in the budget.
Thank you, definitely.
Just one other thing, Taoiseach, and I think it's very important. I believe children with disabilities are facing huge challenges accessing services, and I know CHO5 has brought huge challenges. I would ask that we look at this in the budget. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Richard Boyd-Barrett.
Deputy Murnane-O'Connor raised the issue of hot school meals and suggested that it be extended to all schools, and I definitely agree with that sentiment. We shouldn't forget that most disadvantaged kids don't attend DEIS schools, and of course there are children who may not classify as being disadvantaged, but for whatever reasons their parents don't provide them with the basic meals that they need. I know Mr Humphreys is a particular fan of the hot school meals programme, does want to expand it, and has sought expressions of interest from non-DEIS schools who may be interested in taking up the programme. But again, I'm not sure how much will be provided for that in the budget at this stage, because nothing has yet been agreed. And Dr. Murnane-O'Connor also advocated in favour of extending free school books to secondary schools, and I know Minister Foley has said that that's very much part of her medium to long-term plan as well. But again, can't at this stage say what will or will not be in the budget next Tuesday, because it's not agreed yet. On funding for childcare and early years education, funding is now more than £1 billion a year, so it has increased very significantly. And the focus we want for the next couple of years is on affordability, making childcare more affordable for parents, making it more available, because I know that's a huge issue in large parts of the country, including my constituency, where it's very difficult to get a place at all at the moment, and also raising standards and quality.